What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we are going to be doing gameplay with the brand new Dark Matter JRUE Holiday. Now, this JRUE Holiday is free, but I also think he is probably the worst of the NBA Finals cards that came out yesterday. It's quite simply mainly because I just think Derek White's basically JRUE Holiday with better SIGs, pretty much is what it looks like. This Holiday card is, I think, going to be semi-limited animation-wise. He's 6'5", he's a great defender, he's a good card. But there's a lot of point guards that have dropped over the past few seasons, and I think that it's pretty likely that a lot of people have their point guard position kind of situated and without a JRUE Holiday. Now, if you're newer to my team or if your point guard position is pretty limited, this JRUE Holiday could be a really good option. But again, I think the Derek White that you get is probably a little better. Now, I got gameplay coming with him as well, so we can compare those two and see once I have done both of them. But I think this JRUE Holiday card will be pretty good. Like, I don't think he's going to be a bad card, and I am excited to try him out. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 30,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, let's hop right into it, and let's hop into it. Let's check out JRUE Holiday stats and badges. 6'5", 97 offense, 99 defense. I mean, his stats are really good. 95 driving dunk is great. He's an exceptional defender. He's got very good speed, through ball, and excel. 99 lateral quickness. All this type of stuff, again, not a huge surprise at this point in the year to see cards getting souped up like this. I mean, 40 hoffs, 32 gold badges. Every card at this point has everything, pretty much. And JRUE Holiday is not the exception to that. He also pretty much has everything. But at the same time, I wouldn't say he's, like, I don't know. Just... The thing about JRUE Holiday that worries me is I remember his release. It's not unbelievable. And then I know his SIGs did not get changed at all from his Galaxy Opal. And I remember his SIGs on his Galaxy Opal being kind of underwhelming at best. So, again, like I said, I think there's a pretty high percentage chance that this card is a little underwhelming, but not bad. You know what I mean? So, Escape is good. He's got, I mean, it's not amazing. Curry Escape is not the best. And his behind the back is Iverson behind the back, which is honestly a pretty slow behind the back as well. And then he's got normal fade instead of Pro 2 as well, which is not as good. Now, his release on very quick is not bad, but it's not insane. And combine that with a fade that, again, not bad, not insane, and Escape that is not bad, but not insane. Behind the back that is kind of bad, I would say. You just get a pretty mediocre animation-wise card at this point in the year. When every card's getting close to every single key animation or stuff, you would hope that a guy like JRUE Holiday, maybe he gets at least an upgrade behind the back and an upgraded fade. You touch two things. Those are the only two things you touch, and he's the same card, but with slightly better animations in those areas. That would be nice. And again, not to take away from this card, but as a only 6'5" point guard without a humongous player build, I don't think he's going to be like the most exceptional defender in the world either, although he does obviously have every single defensive hoff, and he's an exceptional defender on paper, so he will guard his butt off. It's just against huge size mismatches and really tall guards, he will struggle size-wise to a certain extent. Not saying this JRUE Holiday card is bad, because he's certainly not. I just don't think he's the best of the best, and that is okay. That's kind of the story of all of these NBA Finals cards, to be completely honest, as disappointing as that kind of is. So let's hop into a game, see what JRUE Holiday can do. While not a horrific team, this is a pretty favorable matchup. A smaller center, another point guard that is not exceptionally elite. Like, as a whole, this team is not horrible, but it's certainly not special at all. And I feel like Jerry West at PG is actually a pretty favorable matchup for JRUE Holiday, all things considered, compared to the possibility of a Jokic at PG or somebody tall like that, at least. So, hit to the corner, catch, reset it up top to JRUE when he clears. Beautiful. Now back it up. And unfortunately, it looks like this dude's going to be one of those who off-balls. And I'm going to be honest, with off-ball defense in this game, if you don't have top-tier SIGs, it can be pretty tough to defeat it. And right now, this first possession was a little challenging until we get off the screen there, use the same side Hezi, and get ourselves a normal fade to green. Beautiful stuff. While I don't like the normal fade as much as some other fades, I don't think it's a horribly awful fade either. Definitely think it can get the job done. I mean, it's not quite as good as it was last year, but it's certainly not bad. But there you go. JRUE Holiday misses the second one, unfortunately, but gets a couple good looks using it first possession of the game and is able to at least knock down a shot. So let's see what we can do with this card. Defensive. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm on. What? Okay, I just like dropped the ball. I don't really know what happened there, to be honest, but push cross, MJ dribble style is not great. Come set the screen, please, and let's attack here and we'll just shoot our fade. He's just off-balling, like hard off-balling. Always fun to play against somebody who plays like this. We'll see if we can create enough with JRUE to be able to effectively beat the off-ball, which I think we should be able to, especially if I play smart. It just can be a little bit challenging at times, defeating hard off-ball defense, especially with cards who may not have the very best SIGs in the game. Now, we'll go to this corner shot. I shot it late there. I knew it. That's my fault. That's entirely my fault. I was honestly trying to time the fade, and then he shot a standstill jumper, and I timed it wrong. My bad, though. Not very good defense by me, to be honest. Or not very good offense by me, I should say. And then DeMarcus Cousins blows right by Yao and gets himself a dunk. I'm going to be completely honest. I've kind of struggled with like multiple of these finals cards. And I mean, again, it's another card who we're just getting hard off balled. And this dude has very little defensive skill. And yet Jrue Holiday's struggling a little bit when it comes to creating open shots. Gets contested there as well. Again, without perfect SIGs, it's tough at this point in the year. Going up against basically perfect cards on the defensive end of the court, it can be a bit challenging, and that's kind of the challenge we're facing right now with Jrue Holiday to this point. Wall up here, good defense. We just got to play defense and turn it to offense if we can, basically. Good defense, Jrue. This is where, realistically, this is where Jrue is at his best, is his ability to guard on the perimeter defensively, and on the interior as well to a certain extent, but mostly on the perimeter. I just really wish I had a better behind the back. It's a bad shot. I'm trying to get shots up with him, but it's a bad shot. And the problem is it's really hard to create good shots at this point in the year against elite level defensive cards unless you have top tier SIGs and animations. And like, I'm not saying Jrue Holiday doesn't totally have that, but he doesn't have that at an exceptionally elite level. So it's like, and then I have a wide open dunk if he just throws a half decent pass and he throws it off the back of KG's head. Just the game just doesn't make a lot of sense this year, to be honest, in terms of the way that stuff happens. It just is kind of garbage. Run out, grab the ball, Jrue Holiday all the way to the rim, dunk it home. Beautiful stuff. That's big, too. He's got a 95 driving dunk now instead of an 85. He's got Hoff handles for days instead of gold, stuff like that. Like, those types of things do make a difference. But what makes a difference more than anything is the elite level animations. It's the most important thing in the game, and it's honestly kind of the thing that every single one of these Celtics finals cards is missing in some shape or form, is their quality of SIGs. And, like, that's really disappointing. I mean, it just is. So, I don't know. I'm not obscenely impressed by this card either. I hate to be a broken record. If y'all have watched these gameplays so far, this is what, the third or fourth one, depending on the order in which I upload it. And like the kind of consensus is that they're all kind of the same. None of them are particularly special at all in terms of, I mean, they at their position, they're all fine, but they're not special. That's the honest conclusion. And like, that's an unfortunate conclusion, but it's also a completely true one. His release is decent. He catches and shoots right there and he's wide open. He knocks it down. Very good. Good job of knocking down the shot. His SIGs are mediocre, especially for a point guard at this point in the year. Size is mediocre for a point guard at this point in the year. His defense is exceptional, but again, he's only 6'5". Like, he's not a bad guard at all. And I feel like this is a game that realistically we should win pretty easily. And it looks like even though we start off rough, we're probably going to. Nice normal fade there. Catch and fade again. Starting to play well. Starting to make shots. But that's more indicative, I think, of my opponent just not being very good than anything else, to be honest. I don't know. It's another one of those cards where it's like, sure, he's fine. But it's another one of those cards at a position where there's 27 different options you can use that are sure it's fine cards. You know what I'm saying? So if you are a Jrue Holiday fan, a Celtics fan, whatever the case may be, this card is going to be super duper usable and super duper solid. If you are just somebody like me who just plays my team and has your squad already assembled, like realistically, the majority of people, I don't think this Jrue Holiday is going to outright help their team or anything along those lines. So I don't know. Just, that's the honest truth. That's really my whole opinion on Jrue Holiday. It's pretty much, just kind of here. Until, with the exception of the people who are really big Jrue Holiday fans, he's just kind of a card. You know what I mean? He's not the card or not super exciting or anything along those lines. Not sure how that was a foul on a blocking foul on our test there, but with a minute 24 left and a 5-point lead, even if he makes both these free throws, I'm not overly concerned. He missed one of the free throws, so it's actually going to be a 6-point lead, even if he makes this one. And he does, which is fine. And let's 5-11 lead, or 11-5 lead, I should say. I don't know why I said 5-11 lead, because obviously we're not leading 5-11, but back it up here and stop and go past him again and push and stop, pop, green. That should be automatic. It's not. That's slightly late on me. That's my fault entirely. His release is decently quick. It is. It's not bad. On very quick, it feels quicker than some. I'll say that for sure. I'm not going to say it's the fastest release in the game or anything like that at the point guard position, because it's obviously not, but it is pretty good. And defensively, he's pretty good, and his SIGs are pretty mid, and his fade is pretty mid. If he had a better SIGs and a better fade, though, I would be pretty darn high on this card. Like, in terms of 6'5" PGs, defensively, he's as good as it gets. So, I don't know. Not trying to be... I feel like I'm complaining about these cards a lot today, but I'm not trying to. I am trying to look for positives and bright spots about these cards and stuff. I just don't think they're that good, to be completely honest. That was a force. It was a late 25% contested, and I think we're going to lose this game. Or no, we're not going to lose this game, but I think this game might basically be over at this point in terms of our effectiveness with Jrue. 28 seconds left. We're going to come out here with a win, which is what's important, but Jrue Holiday with, 11 points, 1 rebound, 4 of 10, 3 of 8 from 3. Several of those are bad shot selections by me. Several of them would say not so much. His animations could be better. Just in half court in general, release a little bit. SIGs definitely. Fade definitely. Like, it'd be nice to see some upgrades, but unfortunately, it's not really going to happen. And at the end of the day, he's a very, very solid free card. No doubt about that at all. Hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. Leave a comment and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.